STEM education is a hot topic. School systems are focused on raising the technical capabilities of the adult workforce by getting students involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. But what about the arts? Does creativity have a place in the technological world? Brackenridge High School media teacher Jorge Hernandez believes creative problem solvers come from creative students. He's joining me to discuss turning STEM into STEAM. Welcome to BexarCast. I'm Randy Langford, and this is BexarCast, a weekly interview with business, political, education, and nonprofit leaders. We're examining the relationships between all four and how each one benefits from the success of the other three. San Antonio native Jorge Hernandez has been teaching audio-video production for 19 years and is currently an instructor at the Media and Film Institute at Brackenridge High School. He studied film at Emerson College in Boston and believes students who take media classes not only develop technical skills, but become more creative problem solvers. He's bringing his fourth team of problem solvers to BexarFest. Jorge, thanks for joining me.
It's my pleasure, Randy.
I wanted to start with a little bit about the Media and Film Institute at Brackenridge. Can you tell me a little bit about what that is, how it works?
Well, the Media and Film Institute at Brackenridge High School is a rigorous program that students can apply to here at Brackenridge High School in SAISD. It's one of many programs that digs and dives in deeply into the area of specialty. In this particular instance, it's audio-video production, animation, 2D and 3D, graphic design. Mr. Ramirez will be teaching app design as well, UX design. We have a broadcast studio where the students expand their knowledge and increase their skill sets.
Wow.
And we participate in tons of projects where the students submit to film festivals, BexarFest, and it really helps them grow as young professionals, because
right.
the level of competition right now in the city of San Antonio and in our area really demands this from them. So as teachers teaching in the MFI Institute, we teach them to industry standards, prepare them for certifications in editing and in compositing and things like that. But we are very happy to be able to participate in programs like BexarFest.
Well, that's great. So you've been coming. This is your fourth year coming back to BexarFest. What keeps you coming back? What's the attraction?
Well, it really supplements what we're doing in the classroom. We're teaching the students technical skills, theory, history, but there's no better practice than competing with other students in the region, because it's not only San Antonio, it goes outside of our city limits,
right?
Seeing what other students are doing, what other teachers are doing. And when you partner them with a nonprofit organization, they get that business side education where now they're seeing what a client is asking for, and it really expands their horizons. And I think that's why we keep coming back.
Okay, that's very valid. How has your experience changed over the 3 years that you've already participated? Have you seen a change in the way your students approach the festival, the event?
Well, absolutely. And anytime as a teacher, you're always learning new things. It's a lot of learning. So you are almost forced to go back and see how you are approaching your daily lessons, so that they can have deeper connections to the real world. And it really helps you reflect to give our students the best education possible.
Right. So you've worked with organizations from just about every nonprofit's segment of society. Your first year was Lupe Art. Then your second year, you partnered with Humane Society.
Yes.
Last year, you were partnered with Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
Correct.
And this year, it's Habitat for Humanity.
Correct.
So Brackenridge has touched animal rescue, the arts, youth services, and a lot of different segments of society. How do you decide which nonprofit field you want to address? Because you get to choose. I mean, the schools get to pick what nonprofit field they want to work in. How do you poll the students, or how do you choose what field?
So I believe that when the students have less experience with a certain nonprofit, a certain entity, I
Right.
think that is one of the best ways to have them grow as a person, because we want our kids exposed to as many situations, services, entities, just because if you give them the comfort partners all the time, things that they're used to, or the
Right.
same, there isn't as much growing there. So when we talk to the students, we know that there will be challenges in something that maybe they are not familiar with, but that is the beauty of learning, that the task or tasks, plural, are, making a video. There's so much more, there are, social objectives, there are psychological perspectives that they have to take into consideration.
Right.
So what I tell people is when our students are learning to make videos, there is math involved, science, history. There's so many facets that I call it the complete curriculum, because
Right.
making a video isn't only about pushing buttons.
Right.
And, and that's why we choose these organizations, because it's going to dig deep into their uh, you know, knowledge so that they can, become better people.
Good. Good. Yeah, it's I've had that conversation lots of times where people talk about the difference between STEM and video production, or what they perceive as art.
Right,
Yeah, the camera there's not a button on the laptop that just says make video.
right,
There's a lot of work that goes into it.
correct.
And it's a lot of technical work too. One of the
Absolutely.
goals of the festival is, like you mentioned, to give the students an inside look at what a nonprofit is, how it works. Have Has it changed your students' perception? Has being in the festival changed their idea of what a nonprofit is and how it works and what they do?
Well, I'm going to say for some, it's the first time they got a real understanding of what it is.
Right.
And for others, it's even made them interested in working for nonprofits.
That's great.
So anytime that students are starting to look into career choices, that's a good thing, because you're expanding, like I said, their horizons, and they're starting to think about their future and their purpose, and if they see that they can use the skill sets that they learned here, and they know now what to start looking into, what they're going to major in college and things like that.
Yeah, get them thinking about it. Don't just check a box. Give it some thought.
Exactly.
Now that a lot of your students have been through Bearfest before, I've heard it from other teachers that the kids that have been through it before kind of become the coaches of the kids that are participating for the first time. Have you seen that? Have you seen your older students take the new kids under their wing?
Absolutely. And that's exactly the model we use, because they're not going to be here much longer. They're going to graduate, they're going to go on.
Right.
So we need them preparing the next group so they can prepare the next group. So it pretty much sets a business model, where this is how we do things and this is how we're going to be doing it, and the workflow and the expectations. So, it's working out well so far.
Good. Good. You mentioned that Bearfest is the first contact some of your students have with a nonprofit organization, the first opportunity they have to engage with a nonprofit. One of the things I've heard is that the students go into the project kind of lighthearted. This is going to be fun. It's going to be an adventure to go out and make a video. Then they meet the people that they're going to be working with at the nonprofit, and they learn a little bit about the mission and who the nonprofit is serving, and it suddenly becomes very real. It's not just for fun anymore. You have a real serious objective that these people are in need, and they're counting on us to help tell their story, and we need to take that seriously. Have you seen that among your students?
Absolutely. We've had a variety of experiences with our students, even one that I guess you could say wasn't what we wanted from our students, but at the end of the day, we resolved the challenge, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
How can I say this? So we were working with a nonprofit. Things weren't working the way we wanted them, the way the nonprofit wanted. The students, I can say at the beginning, dropped the ball. They weren't communicating. So all of this was part of the learning process. At the end, we got it done.
Right.
The students learned one of the most valuable lessons that anybody could learn, And it didn't have to happen until they were in their first year as a professional out of college. It happened during this experience where you have to have the lines of communications open. Email etiquette. If somebody sends you an email, reply to it. Little things like that,
Right.
that they definitely are better people because of BearFest.
Okay, that's great. One of the things that we're stepping up this year is the project management aspect of participating in the festival. Because what we found is the students register for the festival and they get their nonprofit partner and they're very enthusiastic. We want to do everything. We're going to enter every category. We're going to have every component. And they sometimes get overwhelmed.
Yes.
That, oh, we didn't realize what we were getting into. This is more work than we anticipated. So we're adding a project management element to the introduction of students to BearFest. Have you seen your students do that? You mentioned that that it didn't always go as smoothly as you had hoped or as smoothly as you planned. Do the students pick up on the project management aspect of this? That it's not just me working alone. I have to be part of a team.
Right, and that's another professional detail, that the delegation of powers, the delegation of responsibility.
Right.
Because our kids are high school students who have multiple classes, extracurricular activities.
Sure.
So their plate is full, and we explain to them, if you take on this role, make sure that you are delegating responsibilities and that you're coming together periodically so that things are rolling smoothly. We got to keep doing a where are we type check. Okay, so we are here. A lot of times when students aren't used to this type of service learning project-based learning, they can have A's and in all their classes because they do everything individually. But working as a team in a film and video production, I tell them, even if you did not go into this field, it's gonna go a long way because you have learned to work with people of different cultures, from different walks of life, and like I said, it's been nothing but positives with the BearFest nonprofits that we've worked with, because these students are leaving better prepared.
Great. That's the whole idea. That's what we're hoping for, is to get them ready for the next phase. George, thank you. Thanks for bringing your team to the festival. Thanks for all your hard work. And thanks for spending some time with me. I appreciate it.
No, absolutely. We do everything so that our students could, become better, be more prepared for college and for career. And BearFest definitely helps us do that.
I'm glad we're able to contribute. Thanks a lot.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care.